information tonight in the case of missing 4-year-old Athena Brownfield from Oklahoma. One of her caregivers was arrested here in Phoenix last week on first-degree murder charges for child homicide.
Just a terrible story here. Tonight, the search for Athena has turned into a recovery. This case parallels another high-profile Arizona case, but there are some important differences in the charges. True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here now. And Brianna, how are Oklahoma authorities able to charge this caregiver with murder even though no body has been found?
Yeah, so there is one key thing in this case of missing Athena Brownfield, and that is evidence. I spoke with 2 former FBI special agents who say there is likely a reason why details are being kept close to the vest, and it all has to do with finding her body.
Oklahoma authorities now searching for the remains of little 4-year-old Athena Brownfield as her caregiver, Ivan Adams, remains behind bars in Maricopa County for first-degree murder. While we still don't know how or why Adams got to Phoenix, we do know Athena is still missing. So how are authorities already certain on a first-degree murder charge?
But you could have things such as video evidence, maybe surveillance video evidence. You might also have evidence of a lot of blood at the crime scene. Maybe so much blood that there's no way a person could have survived with that.
Lance Lysing is a retired FBI supervisory special agent and headed up some of the most high-profile homicides in Arizona. He says while the Oklahoma authorities may not be revealing details, it's clear they have information that shows premeditation for Adams to murder little Athena, who authorities say had been in his and his wife Alicia's care for 1 year. Alicia is not facing murder charges, but is facing child neglect charges.
They have evidence, pretty clear and convincing evidence, that they're confident the victim died at the hands of this defendant. And they likely know exactly how that took place as well. What they just don't have is the location of the body. More often than not, that means the body was moved after the homicide, taken to a place to conceal it and hide it, and likely they don't have cooperation of the defendant.
As part of the investigation, Oklahoma detectives spent the weekend serving a search warrant on the Adams home and searching a creek reservoir for the little girl. They've asked the public not to help with searches so potential evidence doesn't get contaminated. Former FBI Special Agent John Iannarelli says no resources are spared in missing child cases.
A missing child goes to the top of the list. You have a young person who probably cannot care for themselves.
It parallels another high-profile child homicide case in Arizona, 10-year-old Jesse Wilson in Buckeye. Though investigators zeroed in on Jesse's adoptive mom as a suspect early on, she was not arrested in connection to the boy's death until just a month ago, years after his remains were found. And even still, she has not been charged on murder. Lysing says there is likely one big difference between Athena Brownfield's case and Jesse Wilson's.
The evidence you're missing is that the defendant committed that crime beyond a reasonable doubt. That's a difficult burden to prove.
Now, I asked Phoenix police for any more details on how Adams got to Phoenix and if he was with anyone when he was arrested here last Thursday. They couldn't give me any more information today and referred me back to the Oklahoma authorities, who did not respond to my questions. Lance Lysing says although Oklahoma authorities likely know the area where Athena's remains are, he says it can often still be a needle in a haystack to actually find a body. Derek, Emma.
All right, sad story. Thank you so much, Brianna.